Good morning YouTube, my name's Outsiders and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be picking up, with Paige of course, going to be picking up a question from Shawn Driscoll regarding first and third person. How do you use it? Do you use it? What do you do with it? When we're talking about role-playing, I like to try and keep in character as much as I can in terms of, when the players are talking to anybody, I like to put some effort into those conversations. And if they go back and speak to them again, generally, and it's not a written rule, but most of the time I try to make sure that the players get a similar response from that person. If I thought that we needed to speed the game up, or there were some time issues within the game, I might drop out of first person and move into a sort of a third person perspective, so it would just be a very quick dialogue, because once I begin talking in first person, I know that I'm quite good at ad-libbing without thinking sometimes, and I often throw things into the pool that are likely to get the players thinking about other things, and therefore that's going to mean that the game is going to slow down, or the players may go off on a new tangent. So it's very important. I need to be very mentally aware of that as a GM, an experienced GM, before I do any of that stuff. So that's pretty much most of the reasons why I use first person a lot, and why I sometimes drop out of first person into third person. And it's generally for time constraints within the game. There's not really much more that I do. I like to keep consistent with the NPCs because I think it's immersion. I think the whole point of the game as a GM is to make sure the players get immersed into your world, and the best way to do that is of course through your NPCs. And those characters sometimes have to become more than the sum of their parts. I've said that again quite a lot recently. But it's very important, what can start off as a fairly okay NPC later on can take a life of its own because the players get more interest in that character depending on the quirks and flaws that you throw into it, or some of the things that you do with it. But equally, I'm acutely aware, as a recap, that if you do that all the time, that can slow and bog the game down. So sometimes you just have to drop out of first person into third and skip a few things because there's no point wasting the player's time. And sometimes that's very, very important to reaching a point that you want the game to get to on a particular night. I'm really a big fan of, and this is it's one of the tips I would use a lot for inexperienced GMs, it's to understand pacing of the game, and understanding the importance of third and third person actually is quite critical in understanding about pacing. So you raise a very, very important question here, Shawn. And by the way, may I say it's a great name as well. I don't know why, I just think that the name Shawn's a brilliant name. Anyway, I digress, but yeah, great question. I hope that you feel I've covered it off. I just wanted to give my take on it, and also just raise awareness of your channel. I love the videos you're putting out. I know Paige does as well. She's here in the background with me, and it just leaves me to say thank you very much for the question. There's my video response for you, as promised, slightly delayed. Take care of yourselves, and happy gaming. See you all soon. Bye bye.